But today I'm going to make, like I said, Chinese chicken salad. Get the chicken. I've already cleaned the chicken, and what I have here is about 4 chicken breasts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it in here. And for this particular recipe, again, like I said, you're not going to season your chicken, so it makes it really simple. And then I don't know if you've watched my other programs before this, but what I do to get the juiciest chicken is I put it in the oven at 130 degrees, cook it on high so it seals the juices in and it's nice and juicy. So you're going to put it at 430 and you're going to only cook it for 20 minutes, okay? And you're not going to season it, okay? So you'll just put it in your pan just like that. Let's put it in there and get this done so we can work on everything else, okay? And we're going to put this, like I said, for 20 minutes. Write this recipe down. You're going to have some chicken breast, you have your cabbage all cut up, which if you want, you can buy this in a bag like Cole Slaw already ready. And then you have your ramen noodle soup. We all know what this is. So kids have been eating it since forever. And you're going to need this because you're going to put this in your salad, and then there's a little packet in here we're going to use for our seasoning in our dressing. Okay? And then you have your green onions, your salt and pepper, vegetable oil, sugar, vinegar, and you got your little jar. Okay? And then you got your little, okay? I grow these myself. Look at that. You just put them in the refrigerator and they grow. Voila! What can I say? I'm only kidding. I clean these up really good because I'm going to chop them up here with you. But I cleaned them up really good. And I put them in this glass because, no special reason, because that's what my dad used to do. So for some reason I think, wow, don't they look? Okay, so let's take those. So like, get my cutting board out. Let me wash my hands just one more time. Some of these cooking shows, have you ever noticed they don't wash their hands? It's the funniest thing you ever saw, and the whole time I'm looking at the show I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that person didn't wash their hands and they're getting ready to feed somebody else. I'm not going to go on and on about that because they might guess who it is. Okay, so here it is. We got this cutting board, and now what we're going to do is we're going to cut these up. But before I do that, go ahead and take your Cole Slaw. You can call it Cole Slaw or chopped up cabbage, whatever you want. There's a little bit of carrots in here. There's some purple coleslaw, purple cabbage, and green cabbage, okay? And then we'll take our green onions, chop these up, and we're going to add that to the salad, okay? Now, one of the tips I wanted to give you today, if you're into cooking healthy and you want to cook healthy and you want to kind of stay inexpensive about it, then what you need to do is when you go in the grocery store, only shop along the walls. That's right, shop along the walls. Don't go into the middle of the store. The middle of the store is nothing but junk. It's canned food, it's boxed food, and all that. Ooh, look at that. And all that sort of thing. We don't need it. So shop along the walls. You got your meat, you got your dairy products, you got your vegetables, you got your fruits. Just stay along the walls, and you'd be surprised how much would change on your grocery bill, okay? Okay, so now we have that in there. I have my plastic spoon. That's another thing I want to share with you. Make sure to use a plastic spoon when you're making salads. If you use your silverware, your silver, anything metal, then your lettuce or your coleslaw is going to start turning brown the next day. So only use plastic with that, okay? Now, you'll open up your ramen noodles and you'll sprinkle those in there. Take out the special seasoning packet. You're going to use that when you make the, there you go, pour that in your cabbage. But you're going to use this when you make your dressing, okay? So I'm going to stick that right there. And then you're going to want some sesame seeds, okay? So you're going to pour some sesame seeds in it. Now sometimes what I do is I brown the sesame seeds in olive oil, but my husband doesn't like it, so I don't do that. And you can also brown some slivered almonds. That's great. Okay? Now, this is pretty much ready to add the chicken to. As a matter of fact, this bowl is smaller than what I thought. But let's wait and see how that works out. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the, where happened to the jar? Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so get yourself an empty jar. In that jar, let's see, pour yourself some vegetable oil, about a cup. Well, actually a cup. Pour 1 cup of vegetable oil. Okay. There you have it. 1 cup of vegetable oil in an empty jar or an empty container of your choice. And this is 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And this is 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. Okay? And then your secret ingredient. You don't need to tell everybody. Just wait until they eat it and see how much they love it. they're going to ask you for the recipe for your dressing, okay? So put the ramen dressing in there, okay? Or the seasoning packet, I should say. Okay, now, and then you're going to want a ½ cup of sugar. This is raw sugar that I use, but I tend to go with the healthy, so you might want to try that, the raw sugar. Okay, and I'm going to put extra because look how much stuck to the jar, or to the measuring cup. Okay, there you have it. All right, okay, and then you're going to want a couple tablespoons of rice vinegar, okay? Well, actually more than a couple probably. Here you go. There's 1, 2, write this down, 2, 3, 4, okay? 4 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Not just regular vinegar, but it needs to be rice vinegar, okay? Okay, now, you have all that together. And so basically you take that, shake that up. Oh my gosh, this is going to turn out so good, you're going to love it. The family loves this because it's kind of sweet. So here I've shown you a pretty good meal. The chicken's still cooking, but look at basically the salad is ready. We're going to get the chicken out. Okay, let me taste this for you. And just see if I want, because sometimes I taste it and then I think, oh, I need to add something else. I don't need to add anything else. That is perfect. So write that down. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, so write that down. You want 1 cup of vegetable oil, 4 tablespoons rice vinegar, a cup of vegetable oil, a ½ cup of sugar, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and then the little packet out of the ramen noodle mix, okay? And then in the salad you have your cabbage, your ramen noodle mix, all crunched up, and your green onions. Okay, and we'll be right back after this message. You're back. We have all that done. Now what we're going to do is the chicken is done. Let's take this out, and I'm going to show you what it does to your chicken when you do it my way and cook it at 430 degrees for 20 minutes. Look at this chicken. It's going to be so juicy. That's what you want to do. You want your chicken to be nice and tender, but you have to make sure it's done. It's so important because it's not like you can have rare chicken. It doesn't work like that. But you don't want it to be overcooked and dry either. So you're going to cut it up into bite-sized pizzas. Pizzas? Did I say pizzas? I meant pieces. Bite-sized pieces. Okay? Okay, so and what I usually do is I cut the chicken up and kind of let it cool off. And then I add it to the salad just because I don't like to have the cabbage get all wilted. And you don't have to worry about it being seasoned because it's all about your dressing you just made from scratch, okay? We have our chicken all cut up. And so what we want to do is add this to the cabbage, okay? Again, let me break out my big fat spatula. I use this for everything. Look at this. Okay, add all your chicken. Okay, so there you have it. Did I mention to you when you break out the ramen noodles, make sure to crunch them up before you put them in there? And of course, you know, you're not going to cook them. They're going to be raw. So, but that's the whole beauty of the crunch thing that we got going on. Okay, so look at that salad. Isn't that beautiful? And sometimes what I do, if I'm going to serve the salad and people are going to be over, then I cut up some extra green onions and sprinkle them along the top. But let me get a little bowl right now. Since you're not here, I have to taste it for you. Oh my gosh, I mean, you wouldn't believe how much I eat just so that I can actually. Okay, so and the other thing I'm going to tell you is this takes a lot of shaking. So one of the secrets that I learned about this is put the sugar and the vinegar in first and then shake it up really good. It kind of dissolves the sugar. Otherwise than that, well, typically it separates. So you really have to shake it up good. In fact, you have to shake it just before you're going to pour it. Okay, so I have a little bowl here. And I'm going to shake it and put a little bit on there. Okay. And I'm going to give it a taste. I love this chicken salad. And you're going to love it too. Let me see.